Hi guys, it's Ruthie with the Popo Backyard Farm. Today I have a African violet for you. This one is in full bloom. It's really pretty. I think it's the second time it has bloomed. It has some new growth coming in. African violets are non-toxic. Beautiful plant. Now, if you want to do African violets, some people call them the poor man's orchid. They're fairly cheap. Sometimes they're hard to find though, believe it or not. So when you see them, you want to pick them up. They come in so many colors. I never, ever, ever water my African violets unless the dirt is completely dry. And what I do is I pick them up and water them from there. The leaves are also pretty fussy. See, I just broke one off. So what will I do with this? I can either stick this in water, which will root in a little bit, or I can stick it back in the dirt, which I'm going to do right now. But usually, if you want to propagate African violets, what you want to do is you want to put them, I'm going to toss it in the lawn. What you want to do is you want to put them in water. You will propagate your African violets over and over. You're going to want to cut it like at an angle at about here on the leaf and stick it in like a soda bottle and find a nice bright sunny window, or what I do is I just put them under a light, a regular old light bulb, and they will for sure propagate for you. Depending on the variety, some of them may take a very long time, some of them pretty quick. The younger the leaf, usually the better they propagate, but you can't get the leaves wet. You can, but they get funny. You can use warm water and they won't die. Like I had mine outside on the back porch with which has a covering like this. And I watered them with the water hose all summer and they were fine. But I wouldn't suggest that to anyone else because you might kill it. Because usually if you get the leaves wet, they start to die and they look bad. But if they don't like cold water, warm water, they're okay. But most people just water them from underneath because they worry about all that. But just so you know that that's not the only way. You can do it the other way, if, from the top, you can lift them up and water them, put them in the sink and water them, which is what I tend to do, or just take my watering can and just water it down there. The other thing about African violets is if you want them to constantly be in bloom, they need a lot of light. So put them in like a sunny window, and you will bloom and bloom and bloom. If they don't have light, they probably will not bloom. They do bloom several times during the year. One of the tricks of African violets that some people do is they take the plant and they like bang it, and it helps it to kind of produce more flowers too, but that's a personal opinion. But African violets, it's a wonderful hobby. Some people, that's all they do. I used to just do African violets, and then I decided to turn my house into a houseplant jungle as Clay retired. And so anyway, this is the beautiful African violet. So many colors, so many varieties. So remember, big or small, you too can be a backyard farm. God bless.